explained, Buffalo Bills owner's daughter Jessica Pegula takes cryptic jab at NFL rules after disputed catch versus Broncos. Jessica Pegula cruised through her round 1 match against Anastasia Zakharova in the Australian Open on Monday. The 31-year-old dominated the game from the onset with a 78% first serve win percentage, 20 winners, 64 total points won, and breaking her opponent's serve 6 times in 15 attempts to close out the match in 1 hour and 6 minutes. With her decisive victory secured, Pegula approached the on-court camera to put her signature on the lens and wrote a cryptic message, "That was a catch," which left the commentators and analysts wondering what she meant. Adelsut. Pegula, the daughter of American billionaire businessman and Buffalo Bills owner Terry Pegula, wrote a message on the screen voicing her concern over a controversial call in the Bills-Broncos AFC divisional game, which took place the same day as her round 1 match. Her message specifically referenced the controversial play that occurred during the playoff game. During the play, Bills running back James Cook appeared to catch the ball, but mid-air, Broncos defender Jaquan McMillian also gained control and came away with it as the players hit the ground. The referees ruled it an interception. While parties at both ends could have varying takes on the play, ultimately the Broncos won the playoff tie and advanced to the AFC Championship game, where they will face the New England Patriots on Sunday. As for Pegula, she will aim to stay focused on her journey in the Australian Open. Jessica Pegula termed sharing locker rooms with rivals as an awkward moment. After dispatching Zakharova in the first round of the Australian Open with relative ease, Pegula spoke to the media to answer some questions. One of the journalists asked her about her thoughts on sharing locker rooms with rivals during a tournament. "It definitely can be tense. Not in a bad way, but just, you come off the court. Maybe you just played someone. There's a lot of emotions. You're upset, they're upset. Or you just see another girl come off a crazy match, and she's really upset," Pegula said. "It is a weird dynamic. I think that's special a little bit to tennis, that you could be changing and getting ready right next to the person that you're playing or that you lost to or that you beat," she added. The former WTA Finals finalist will be in action next for her round 2 match against countrywoman McCartney Kessler at Melbourne Park on Thursday. That was a catch, when a tennis champion took aim at the NFL's rules. On January 17, 2026, the Buffalo Bills season came to a dramatic and contentious end. In an AFC divisional round matchup against the Denver Broncos, one play altered not just a game, but ignited debate across social media, sports talk radio, and even the tennis world. And perhaps no reaction was as striking or memorable as the one from Jessica Pegula, tennis star and daughter of Bills owners Terry and Kim Pegula. What made it remarkable was where her response came, not from a press box, a locker room, or a tweet, but etched in bold on the camera lens after one of her Australian Open matches, an unintended crossover of worlds that spoke volumes. The play that sparked controversy. To understand Pegula's digital message, "That was a catch," it's necessary to rewind to the critical moment. Late in overtime in Denver, with playoff hopes hanging in the balance, Bills quarterback Josh Allen unleashed a deep throw toward receiver Brandon Cooks. As Cooks stretched for the ball, Broncos cornerback Jaquan McMillian collided with him, both players hitting the ground. Ball security, and thus the definition of a catch under NFL rules, came under intense scrutiny. Despite many fans, commentators, and even Bills personnel insisting that Cooks had possession and was down before losing the ball, officials ruled it an interception for Denver. The Broncos then capped the drive with a game-winning field goal. The play wasn't just a disputed football call, it became a flashpoint in the ongoing debate over NFL catch rules, replay protocols, and officiating transparency. Jessica Pegula's cryptic response. On the very same day, thousands of miles away in Melbourne, Australia, Jessica Pegula was competing in the Australian Open, one of tennis' 4 Grand Slam events. Fresh off a convincing first-round win over Anastasia Zakharova, Pegula approached the camera to autograph her signature, a common ritual among players. But this time, she added something extra, the handwritten message, "That was a catch." The foreword phrase, simple and direct, was far from ordinary. Her scribble encapsulated the frustration felt by many Bills fans, often known collectively as Bills Mafia, and reflected how deeply the controversial call had resonated. Even someone fully immersed in her own athletic pursuit couldn't help but weigh in on what her family's team had just experienced. A message with layers. At first glance, Pegula's message was succinct, a statement of belief about the disputed call. But beneath those 4 words were layers of emotional and symbolic meaning. 1. A bridge between 2 sports worlds. Pegula's primary identity is as a top-ranked professional tennis player. Yet in that moment, she brought attention to football, a sport she doesn't play professionally but one deeply tied to her family legacy and community. By writing on a tennis broadcast camera, typically reserved for celebrating victories or commemorating moments, she merged 2 sport cultures in a way few athletes do. This wasn't just cross-sport commentary, it was a reminder that sport, in all its forms, is connected by shared emotions, passion, heartbreak, controversy, and debate. 2. A silent protest against officiating. By choosing not to speak into a microphone or rant on social media, Pegula's camera message carried a subtle yet potent form of protest. It was nonverbal and public, yet didn't directly attack any individual official or institution. Instead, it simply asserted what many Bills supporters believed. The succinctness made it stick, akin to protest slogans that resonate precisely because they're simple and repeatable. 3. Empathy with fans and family legacy. The Pegula family isn't distant owners. They're deeply woven into the Bills' narrative. Fans follow their actions closely, from the way they run the team to how they respond to pivotal moments. For Jessica to make this declaration, even in jest or frustration, connected her not just as an athlete but as one of them, a part of the shared experience of the Bills' roller coaster year. Reaction and ripples. The message sparked reactions across platforms. Fans and commentators swiftly shared clips and screenshots, debating the call and applauding Pegula's support. Many Bills supporters saw her message as a rallying cry. Media outlets dissected what her message meant, not just about the specific play, but about officiating standards and how teams react when a season hinges on a tight rule interpretation. Even coaches and analysts evaluating the Bills' season later referenced the emotional weight of such moments, especially after the team's subsequent decisions, like the firing of head coach Sean McDermott shortly after the controversial playoff exit. Perhaps most importantly, Pegula's message kept the conversation going. In a league where disputed calls can influence careers, contracts, and legacies, fans insisted that clarity and consistency matter, not just for wins and losses, but for trust in the system.